does his computer shit.
Yeah, still talking.
So we're recording on here, so I do apologise for this shit audio, but we're gonna have fun anyway. Thanks for doing
the podcast. Two last to master.
Would you like to introduce yourself in the way you did earlier? Because I knew about a whole skit.
We are the extraordinaire
Ramble.
Gamble.
I think, yeah, alright. That was like it was. That was good, yeah, I think. I think you said the good though.
I did, that's
just one goodness.
Yeah, you did. It worked.
Yeah.
You didn't say the le.
Thanks for joining us.
Ramble.
So,
thank you for having us.
I love. Yeah. I'm gonna keep talking into the mic.
It's always a pleasure.
It looks professional, even though we don't actually have any signal coming from us.
It's really quiet.
At least we might be able to master the audio from the phone and the camera.
Well, I hope so.
To make it look like you know, or sound something like we're talking into the mics.
So what's going on, boys? What have you been up to musically? We've been chatting for like an hour.
We've had a very, very, very busy summer.
Yeah.
It's probably the busiest summer we've had in a long time.
Talking to the mics.
Sorry. When we first started, we did like stupid amounts of gig. We did like, I feel like I'm talking to the mic now.
You can talk to the mic, it's cool.
when we first started, we were doing like 75 gigs a year. We was gigging like sometimes 3, 4, 5 times a week. And that sort of, the more we went on, that sort of died down. We started thinking about the gigs we were doing more rather than just taking everything. Whereas obviously after lockdown, like 2020, just at the start, we just released our album, our EP Never Ender, and we had the best lineup of gigs that we'd had since we'd started.
And the most money.
And we were making the most money that year, and then obviously we lost everything. We launched the album and the next day went into lockdown, so we lost everything that year. So we've been building up again. So this year we've sort of taken a lot more on than we normally would have done, but it's been a good.
And a lot more stuff
year.
that we wouldn't have actually taken on.
Yeah. And
like
it's
a lot of punk gigs.
We've done a lot of punk gigs.
A lot of punk gigs. That's unusual.
Yeah.
Strangely enough, our fans vary from old school folkies to young punks. It doesn't make any sense to me, but.
Well, I can see you've got that like punk element to you guys, like not like
down with this, down
outwardly punk, but like you have that vibe. You know?
Well, we've never really crossed like. It usually is the older generation that's come to see us. And we've never really had like a younger crowd or a younger audience. And it's only been this year when we've started doing gigs with punk bands that suddenly we've got like a really young punk scene.
From what I
understand,
like the punk scene's doing pretty well right now as well, so that's pretty cool. Like,
yeah.
But I think because when people ask me what kind of music you do, I find it really hard to categorise because you like cross quite a few different genres, you know.
Johnny had a good explanation for it.
What was your explanation, John?
We're an alternative drinking band.
Oh yeah, the alternative drinking band.
Our genre is booze.
But that doesn't really help most people understand.
No.
It's the kind of music you can have a drink to.
I know what you mean.
That's it. We started out as a folk pop trio, and we did some covers of pop songs and a folk.
So is it you three with a?
No. We made Chris join the band.
Okay.
We made Chris.
Chris didn't even want to be in the band. I was
Still doesn't apparently.
I was like, Chris, do you want to come and play bass in my new band? Because me and Chris was in a few bands before we did any of this. Oh, well, not going on. Matt Ercock and the Invisible Band, that was one of them. And was you in Slipper and Wet? Yes, you was.
Yeah.
And there was the Crazy Crazy Nights, which was a Kiss cover band, which Chris was not in. But
No, I was involved. No.
And all that ended. And then I started joining up with you, and I didn't want to join up with him.
No, I've been in a duo called Endless Summer, and I think we'd crossed paths and I split. And we met and we didn't like each other.
I'd come back from Bolton.
So hang on, I want to just not move through this section of potential conflict. Why didn't you like each other?
I liked Matt. I was intimidated by Matt.
Why didn't he like you though?
I didn't like anyone.
It wasn't me personally.
No, it was more, I'd been away for so long from Scunthorpe, I'd been at uni in Bolton.
Oh, so you got better as a person and you came back and there's all these people.
No, I came back.
What do you mean?
I came back and suddenly I was like, I'll go and do the musician thing. Because I wasn't doing that.
Okay, right, I'm with you, right.
And I did it at the jam nights.
We used to go to Priory jam nights, at the Priory, and the comic jam nights at the comic.
And I didn't really know how to communicate with people. Yeah. And he was really friendly and I was like, oh, what's going on here?
I offered him a lift home one night. We left the Priory and I was driving home and I saw him and I was like, oh, do you want a lift, mate? And he's like, yeah, alright. And he made me drop him off around the corner from his house. So I didn't know where he lived.
I thought it was a trap. I thought
Hey, you got to play it
shoot
safe. You got to play it safe.
You thought Johnny was going to shoot you?
I thought it was a trap, like he was going to, like, you know, I don't know.
Befriend him.
Befriend me and rob me blind.
And
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, we did actually eventually join together and liked each other.
Yeah, me and Shanha, I'll give her a shout out.
Sean Marie.
We said we'd get together and have a little jam and maybe form some sort of music thing. And then I rocked up and she's like, oh, I'm inviting Matt Urquhart because he's got a mandolin now. And I thought, oh, fuck it.
Is that what did it? The mandolin?
Yeah.
Was the mandolin the game changer?
I'd never even played a mandolin.
Still never really played
Played
it.
some songs. Played some songs.
Played some songs.
Yeah, we go.
And then we was pretty shit for about a year.
As is the way.
And then we went, oh.
Not even a year, it was months. He was 3 months in.
Feels like a millennium.
We formed in January of 2014. We played a few gigs.
I was with you from April.
And then he was with us from April, and you played with us at Oscar's Bar. That's the first gig.
Is that April, the first year of Ramble?
Yeah.
Okay,
So he's a
I thought
pretty
you were
much
a
from the
more
start.
recent.
No. He's a seasoned veteran.
Things like we've seen you in so many different like lineups.
Yeah.
Because like you all played with us back. Like for years, I didn't know who of you was in which band and who was who. And there was just random people on stage with you, and I was like, are they in the band? And then you get a different band, then you two are gone together to this band. I was like, is this part of? I was really like a bit confused.
That's a branding issue.
That is a branding issue.
We've sorted
We've
it
resolved
out.
that now. Yeah.
Speaking of branding issue,
Yeah.
I just got to show everyone this cool T-shirt which you can buy, which is from Ramble. This is your first album, wasn't it?
This is
the album,
our first full album. Yeah.
First full
We've got an EP.
Which is called?
It's called A Western Showcase for the Masses.
Do the tag.
And you got CDs and shit as well.
We
Do the tag. Do the tag.
A Western Showcase for the Masses. We are the Western Showcase. And you are the masses.
Bingo bango.
Bingo.
So,
Bango.
Yeah, that's on Spotify, Apple Music, and all the usual.
Oh, that's on everything.
Jumbo.
I think someone's even whacked it on YouTube, so we don't.
Okay.
We don't make anything on it anyway. So,
You
you
never
know,
do.
as long as people can hear it,
Exactly.
you know.
So
Yeah, downplay the fortune.
I think what we got now, about
Don't tell Chris.
7 quid.
No, we made the value of one album back.
We've made the value of one album back. The album cost £12.
there's a story that I've told way too many times. I'm going to tell again, just to embarrass him. That when we got our first album done, and I was like, you know, it'd be nice to have some CDs, but I don't really care. We had to get like 100 minimum, or whatever. I think it was like a couple £100 for 100 CDs or whatever it cost. And then Dudley was like, oh, you got this deal on where you can get another 100 for like an extra 40 quid. Like they're just stealing 40
It
quid.
wasn't even 40 quid.
We're not even going to get through. We're not going to get through 100 CDs. We don't need 200. He's like, yeah. But so you like 30, 40 quid extra. Like, yeah. But we're not going to sell them. I didn't believe me. So we've got hundreds
I
of
think
CDs.
we've got 250 yet.
I bought one.
You did
Yeah, you bought one. You
or
did
something.
buy one. I posted one out here. We still, but nobody does CDs anymore.
Right,
We
so
take them out to like gigs and stuff, and like and there was this couple. We played a gig the other night, didn't we? In Hambleton, and there was this couple who were sat down, and they stayed there all night and watched us and really enjoyed us. Yeah, we've been checking you out and everything. So I'm just like, oh, do you do CDs? No. I haven't even got anything to play it on. I think that's just.
The manager got one.
So I'll learn for the next album. Well, the next album we're not even doing CDs, are we?
We're doing a couple for the studio. For like,
Oh yeah, we're gonna get a couple of
It's
more
like
ones.
Yeah, you gotta get some.
We want vinyl.
it is
Yeah, I'd love a
It's so
vinyl.
expensive.
You have to buy so many though, don't you?
Eventually.
We said the only way we could do vinyls if we charged an extortionate amount, and we'd have to pre-order all of them.
Oh yeah.
Like we'd have to get people to pay for
Oh,
them before
first.
they
Oh,
I
yeah.
think it's
No
minimum
way.
like 100 or something
It's
like
like
that.
three
isn't
grand.
it?
The cheapest we've found is like £3 for like 50.
Obviously, we can afford it because of the,
Yeah, for 50.
the blistering sales from the album. We can actually afford that. 10 times over, but
It is the I heard anyway. It's the biggest selling album in this house, probably.
It is the most sold album in this house.
Pretty impressive because we, you know, I've even.
We're not going to look at
I
Chris's
don't know.
records.
You've got the best of Take That, haven't you?
Best of Take That.
It is a great album.
It's a
And,
great album. Let's take
where
that.
was it? Where was it recorded? It was Darryl.
Small Cog Music.
Small Cog Music.
Darryl
Small Cog
Stevenson
Music.
from the Chris Cooper band.
They played on the
Yeah.
first centre stage we ever did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really well recorded.
It is well recorded. Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
we go
really
like
good
a
as well.
really long way back with Daz and
Yeah,
the Coop band
sure.
and that. Like, we've played with them from like the start. Like, when we
Yeah.
first.
That's the other thing I got confused because I used to get you guys confused.
Yeah,
so
a
when
lot
I
of
first
people
met
did.
you, like all of you looked a little bit similar.
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
Chris Cooper's like the small version of me, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, you all look a little bit similar.
Yeah.
So it was, you know, it was
Chris, I think Chris has got that little more of a kind of like
Good looks.
gruffy sort of edge to him than
A
yourself.
gruffy look, yeah.
Gruffy look.
I'll take that. A
Yeah,
hobbit look.
We were saying,
A Hobbit, well,
Good look.
he's the Hobbit.
There's
look,
nothing,
you know.
nothing wrong with hobbits. Hobbits
It's height-wise.
yeah. I mean, technically, you both. Not to just throw you under the bus, but you both have been the bassist for the Chris Cooper band.
Yeah, I was for 5 minutes.
For 5 minutes, and you were for like
Literally 5
For
minutes.
2 albums.
2 albums. You had 2
Yeah.
albums you were.
And you
on.
was it?
Oh yeah, so you do not do it anymore.
No, I got a child. And
You had to make a choice.
Yes, I remember.
I had to make a choice.
It's mad how it's yeah. That's you can see why we get confused. A little.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, I mean, we did we created the Folk Night Live collective as well. So there was us,
Oh yeah.
Chris Cooper band, and Mama's Days Are Done, and we all had members in each other's bands. I was solely Ramble Gamble because
Well, you also had
dedication.
Thomas Pogson was in
Well,
Mother's Days of Done
we
with
collect
me.
pods, yeah.
Yes, he played bass, didn't he?
Yeah.
He's playing on Friday as well, isn't
He's playing on Friday and he's really, really good.
he? He is
Very
very
good.
good.
They're not
He
going
impressed
anymore
me
on
on
Mama's
that
Days,
one.
are they?
No, Mama's Days, strangely enough, are done.
Done.
They are done.
But Nick is starting to go out and do stuff on his own again. He wants to
That
play.
makes sense.
Nick-
Sing with the glasses.
Glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah.
He did the song as Vicky Thomas walking down the aisle at that wedding we were playing.
I didn't see that because we weren't invited to that part of the wedding. Cheers.
Oh, shade.
Yeah, we got invited to the party afterwards. You know.
Yeah, to work.
Cheers,
Which,
mate.
well, no, it was
Yes,
good. It was
worked.
good. It was good.
Basically, a day work.
Because I worked and got smashed at the same time.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
unfortunately, I had to leave at bloody 12 o'clock because the lad who I was with had booked a taxi and the only time we could get was 12 o'clock. And then we jumped in the taxi and I said, oh, taxi back to Selby, then to Sherburn in Helmet, that's where I live with Nina. And, oh, I didn't know you were going to Sherburn in Helmet. Because for fuck's sake, so Dave had just booked a taxi for him to go back to fucking Selby.
Oh, mate,
Dave, twat.
fucking shit.
So I get the taxi driver's house and he says, alright, he goes, yeah, it's alright. So I'll give him a little tip at the end of it. Because Selby to Sherburn, it's about 20 minutes, 25 minutes.
Yeah.
So,
Like that, yeah. Extra 20 quid on
how did
on the meter.
you guys get to meet Vicky and Tom? Because I always wondered, because we kind of knew you from their party.
That's what we first
Can
met.
you tell that story, or
we
can you tell a
actually
cleaner
met-
version of that story?
We met Vicky at was it Priory?
No, I met Vicky.
I met Vicky at Priory anyway.
I met Vicky.
Is it the Priory, a rehab place?
That's where we
Yes.
met.
I met Vicky in a park in Scunny and she brought me an ice cream. And that's a true story.
Right.
Oh, okay.
She just bought you an ice cream.
She brought me an ice cream. No, I was with someone that's like a mutual acquaintance.
Okay, so she just
brought
walked us
us
through
a-
the park and said,
Well,
"Get
she
an ice
said
cream."
she was going
Thought you were a
to
small
brought-
child.
Yeah, first time I met her and fast friends.
Tommy just appeared one day. I've got to be honest.
Tommy did just appear.
He
Tommy
just burst into the place. He's like, I'm Tommy.
I can imagine-
That was
I
it.
can imagine it'd be
I
like
don't
that.
really remember our meeting because he just kind of walked in and was like, I'm Tommy, and I'm like, okay.
And then he just stayed. I mean,
I don't remember him not being there ever.
Yeah.
He just always was Tommy and always
Yeah.
He's like we met him we did our very first ever gig at the Sloop, which is in his village.
It's just in a pub. I'm not sure if he worked there or his mum worked there or something like that. It's in a village near where I grew up. And it was a really weird gig, wasn't it?
It's really
Just
weird.
in this marquee, there was hardly anybody there. But afterwards, Tom was just like, "Come and play at my party."
No, yeah,
And
right.
then obviously that was
That's
when
how
we
we
first
met.
met.
That's the happens was as well.
Yeah.
Is that how he did it? Yeah.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
basically.
It's really like, that's pretty much like that was our first gig. We were like, wow, we've already got rebooked for another gig. Excellent. And we came and it was just debauchery and craziness. And it was
So that was about
fun.
about 4 years ago now. That.
Great.
No, it's quite. I can't believe how quick that's gone. To be
Tommy's like a universal constant, really, though.
He is
If
like-
there's no Tommy in the world, then the
Falls
world
apart,
just
yeah.
Well,
doesn't
yeah,
turn
probably.
anymore.
That sounds like a good Star Trek storyline, just involving Tommy.
Just write a song about it,
You
really.
should write a song about Tommy being the constant in the
Yeah.
If Tommy was the constant in the universe, I'd be a bit concerned about
Tommy constant of the universe. There you go.
Tommy constant.
Tommy Constant.
Tommy
Tommy
constant.
Constant.
That's a great name for a band.
It's a great name for a band.
Tommy
Yeah.
Constant.
No more bands, please. I can't.
No, I'll try it.
I need like a.
He's thinking of his side hustle already.
We can
now.
do a
His
super,
next side
we can
hustle.
do a super group.
Tommy
Super
constant.
Super
We
group, yeah.
join Super Group.
Yeah, yeah.
We
That's what I'm
might-
saying.
What's
What?
Join the confused.
I'll
We
play a
just-
triangle.
We record the rants of Tommy when
We
he's
can try and
drunk,
get the things mixed.
Yeah.
and then we just play music to it.
I'll get the fucking thing to work.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
So what was the question? I asked, how did you meet Vicky and Tom? Ice cream.
Ice cream, yeah.
We do have like set questions we want to ask.
Set
I've
questions,
forgotten
but
them, so-
I think one of them was, so what's your earliest memory of music? Obviously, just jump in when you can.
Elvis.
Elvis?
Elvis Presley.
Yeah.
Strange enough.
Scooter.
Scooter!
Mine's
close to yours, to be fair.
Yeah,
Scooter.
the Logic song.
So, sorry, how old are you, Chris?
32.
32. You're 30, aren't you?
Yeah.
30.
Yeah, we're both.
You're 30.
Shit.
Okay, and you think you're a young'un?
Well, compared to you,
Well, yeah, compared to me.
you're like 81 now, right? What was it,
Yeah,
82
fuck you.
the other day? It was
87.
his birthday,
the
like
other day.
87 on Monday it was.
Yeah.
87.
Wow, looking well.
Well,
Not bad. I don't look too bad for my age, to be honest. So
it's alright.
I'm not too bothered. So,
So
Scooter,
Elvis.
Elvis.
We spoke about earlier actually was the Eiffel 65
Oh,
blue.
yeah. That's like your first one.
Never die. I remember coming downstairs and my dad he must have just put TV on.
He's
The
on
music
the
channel
fans.
popped. His underpants throwing it away. And the music channel was on, and there was like these little blue aliens on the screen. I was fascinated, and the song was playing. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. It was Blue Dabba Dee, and yeah. That Christmas that my folks got was the now that's what I call music 1999.
Yeah.
And it was the first time I was
Hooked in.
Christmas made.
Christmas made.
Christmas made.
So do they sort of like flow into your influences then? Like Elvis, Scooter, and
Do you know what? If someone
You do a
laid
cover
out,
of your songs.
if someone laid out those three names and went, does that sound a bit like Ramble? You'd go, yeah, actually. You think Blue Dabba Dee Dabba Day? On my horse, on my horse. But then you give it a little bit of on my horse, on my horse. I don't know where the scooter comes in though.
What could you just rewrite?
That's
You
are
can
you
rewrite
ready?
it.
Yeah, are you
Are
ready?
you ready? Yeah, you can do
That's
that.
Am I whole
I'll mix some tracks
influences
for
coming
you.
from everywhere.
Just sample one of your songs, bro.
Yeah, I mean, we have said about doing some sort of remixes of some of the songs.
I'd love to do some.
I reckon
I'd
Horse
love to do a
remix
dance
would be-
remix of
I'd
that.
love to do a dance remix of that.
Yeah, for sure. Go for
I
it.
think it would go down really well
Massive
actually.
off that.
send us some WAV files, some individual the individual tracks and stuff.
Yeah.
We can
Well,
send you
I've
the
looked
stem and leave it with you.
Yeah?
I'd love a dance remix of the
I'll
horse.
do a dance remix of whatever you want.
Yeah,
no worries. I love that shit.
Yeah.
We could speed it up so the vocals sound like Scooter.
Yeah.
Shit.
Can we get out? We need to record Chris then. Are you ready?
I remember one of the first reasons I really digged you guys was that you did Stop Wearing Purple. Now I know you didn't like that song anymore, but the point being, because you played it so much, but the point being is that I didn't know anyone else knew that song. Like my brother was really into I'm gonna fuck his name up, but that dude.
Go.
Good.
Ball,
He was really into it, so I kind of listened to it by proxy. My brother listened to it because we used to share a room, and I was like, I love this dude. He's great. Like all that gypsy stuff's amazing. I used to do the Gypsy Kings and all that stuff. But and I was like, I didn't know anyone else knew who this dude was, and you played a version of it. I was like, I'm in.
We used to sit in Matt's flat and just watch live shows of bands and stuff. We would just sit and watch any music. We'd just play you play a song, I play a song, we'd go around the room, and things like Gogo Bordello and Katsunyama, Ben Kaplan, things like that. We'd just sit and listen to them all. And that time when we first got together, obviously the sound of the original Ramble when we first got together is nothing like the sound we have now. But I think that time spent together listening to that kind of music and just chilling together and partying and just jamming, the music we listened to then really has made the impact of what we sound like now.
Which was most of then, the partying or the jamming?
To be fair, I think
Right.
when we first started as a band, we had Shan as a main focal point, and it was kind of like, right, I didn't know how to play mandolin. I just kind of joined the band. He didn't want to. I learned from day one of Ramble.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like, well, what is the band that we just kind of did a Mumford & Sonsy thing?
We used to always do
And then as we went on, it was like, well, what do we like? And what do we think a good song is? Because I'd done bands before, you'd done bands before. Kind of not the right fit. But then eventually something did click when we started writing our own songs.
Well, the only two songs that have stood the test of time for Ramble Gamble are Tennessee Jack and Beneath the Water. They're the first two. That they were before the time really. If you look at the songs we play now, that is Ramble Gamble. I mean, they were written right at the start.
And strangely enough, I'm a cowboy and you're
and
a
I'm
pirate.
a pirate, and I wrote the cowboy song.
I wrote the pirate one, you wrote the cowboy
We
one.
moulded each
Switching
other.
it up.
Yeah.
I mean, Tennessee Jack's great 'cause it's one of those where it's sort of, you think it's going to finish, and then you come back in like a bit slower and then speed it up, and then you think it's going to finish, and then it does exactly the same.
Exactly.
So that's the beauty of that, because you can just keep doing
He's
that.
summed us up. He's figured out our thing.
Right, we've got another 10 minutes to waste. So let's tell you what, let's just extend to the
Let's just do the bang bang bang.
Let's just keep doing the bang bang bang.
No, you can drag that. I mean, we've done that song in like 3 minutes. We've done that song in like 8 minutes. It's one of those that you can just, you know.
Yeah, if the crowd's going with you, then just
I mean, we did it
go
the other week. We played at a gig and the mic's cut out and the PA cut out, and it was just. I mean, that's happened to us plenty of times before. We've been dancing on tables and singing, unplugged, but it's one of those ones that it's like of all the songs, that's the one that we can just unplug and just shout out, and it works. It's a story.
It's a classic as well. It's a
a Ramble classic. I mean, it's nearly 10 years old now.
It is pretty much classic.
It's getting to golden oldies stage.
You are getting no, but it is. That's a good golden oldie stage of it.
I still think it's the creme de la creme.
shits.
It's the creme de la creme of rap. It perfectly encapsulates what is Ramble.
That's what I mean. We got that right at the start, and then after that we wrote a bunch of songs.
Just through there.
Oh, I'm sending them. So go for it. Yeah. But yeah, and
It's not even his house. He's sleeping.
and that's that kind of encapsulated what Ramble Gamble is at the start. We didn't realise that. We started trying and, we mixed up with genres and we. Oh, sorry, we mixed up with genres, and we wrote a bunch of different stuff, and as we wrote more and more, we started to find these different sounds, and there was some stuff went in one direction that we maybe don't do now, but it helped us find out what we really were.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And now when we write a song, it kind of feels Ramble Gamble, and we're still writing songs like you played as a song today that doesn't sound like anything else that we've done, but it's Gamble's song. It's got that stamp on it.
Yeah, it's got that vibe.
It's just kind of finding out what that stamp was.
Yeah.
A good seal of approval is when I play a song to Johnny and he does a little lip twitch. He does. It's this little, and you see Chris's thumb go, bum 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 bum, and you go, all right. And then the next time we'll play it, one of them will have an idea, and they've only heard it once. But usually me and Johnny are quite in cahoots, and then Chris has usually got something fresh on the bass line.
I'm sure. Don't doubt it.
Chris is the secret weapon.
Fucking shit.
Chris is the secret weapon.
I agree. He's amazing.
Because you take away the bass on any Ramble Gamble song. It's just me and Johnny.
Yeah.
Well, like ha 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 ha. You know what I mean?
We always like think. I always think that certainly I'd love to get a bass player, and I'm like, and it's 3 people on the deal with someone else.
Let's get a cajon. I think we're work really well with us too.
But yeah, I know, but it does work really well with what you guys do, and Chris is a supremely good bass player.
Chris is the best bassist.
Chris, tell us about your bass.
I know as well. Very good.
Tell us about your bass.
And it's fretless, which always impresses me.
I was fretting about it.
How many strings on your bass?
5 strings.
Why 5 strings on bass?
It's beautiful.
Just to give that deeper.
Fretless 5 strings.
Now, when you buy a bass, do you buy the frets separate? And did you save money when you didn't buy any?
It costs more to have frets.
You know what?
Without frets.
I was going to say, I bet it cost you more.
You sit back and take your ring themselves, to be honest.
Do you not just see the scam in that?
Yeah. It plays beautifully.
Beautifully?
The best bit is when we're playing a song and Chris is like, I can't find the note. I can't find the note.
Well,
It's like, if you have frets.
it was tricky at that punk gig when everything went black and I'm like, oh, whereabouts am I? I'm about there. I'm about, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go. There we go.
So
that's it, because with the frets you have to be so bloody accurate, don't you? Really. Otherwise, if you're just slightly out, it's like,
the fret, you go without the fret, it's like, if I'm wrong, there's no indication.
yeah, I think it's an unbelievable skill. I really do.
Oh, well, you learned on the double bass, though, didn't you?
I learned on double bass in the 6th string. The 6th string taught you.
Tell me what you did on your double bass.
Johnny was quite impressed with this.
Yeah.
So I was getting frustrated because I was new to the fretless bass and it's massive, it's tiring out, so I got sick of not particularly knowing where it was, so I drilled holes in the side and filled them in with white, just in where the dots are normally on a bass. Yeah, not every fret, just to give me a good idea when I'm on stage. Yeah,
that's good.
genius.
It's a great idea.
Yeah,
It's a genius idea.
and then I improved because I had a little guide.
So you used to chalk it on, didn't you?
I did used to chalk it on, but then one song and you wiped off.
Yeah, I realised after a gig, like, I've lost my frets.
Yeah. My wife plays cello and she's got a fretless cello, and obviously I think all cellos are. I don't know if they are. But I just find it unbelievable. It's just I couldn't do it. I need the frets. I mean, I'm decent at guitar, but I need to know where I am.
I think it's different with guitar because you're in different positions, but then you can
I don't know.
With double, you learn the spacing.
Yes, of course.
So as long as you've got that first note, you know where you are.
Yeah, sure. But that's amazing in itself to me.
Yeah.
Like you have to learn spacing.
I mean, do the frets stay the same size all the way up, or do they get smaller?
Get smaller.
Oh, yeah, they get smaller, don't they? Jesus Christ.
It's amazing.
Do you ever realise when you're on stage that you're in the zone and you're not looking at the frets?
Yeah, all the time.
And then you go, oh no, I'm not looking at the frets. And then you go, as soon as you realise that, oh, I'm fucking man tonight. I'm not even looking at the frets. And then you go, oh no.
I don't know. If I'm just doing chords and stuff, yeah.
I like the safety net to be able to check.
Yeah.
Oh, as soon as you go to bar chords,
Bar chords are alright. Bar chords, chords and everything. I generally know where they are. But when it comes to sort of like tinkly little bits, no, I have to concentrate and I have to look where I'm going. Especially leady bits.
So, other than the 3 bands that you listed, like what music kind of got you into playing guitar, or was it literally Ramble Gamble that got you into playing guitar? Because it all seems like none of you played instruments until you decided to start Ramble Gamble.
Well,
so how did you start Ramble Gamble if none of you played instruments? That's what
You're actually a guitarist.
Yeah, I play guitar. I mean, don't get me wrong. In terms of you have to play X amount of years to be a guitarist, I was probably a guitarist when I joined Ramble Gamble, but I wasn't. Not like I am now. Like then again, I'm not a fantastic guitarist. I'm a rhythm guitarist.
Yeah.
So sure, I wanted to be a lead guitarist. I wanted to be a metal guitarist. Play loads of like shredding solos and stuff like that, but that was never the case. But it was more. I just liked the idea of. I always had like a guitar at home. It was like a little crappy like nylon string guitar that I didn't understand how they worked, and then I started listening to more music and buying albums, and I was interested in actually doing it. And played electric guitar for a while, but then acoustic guitar's always interested me. I don't know why. I think mainly because it was playing songs with G, D, A minor C or E minor C, whatever. It's like easy. And acoustic guitar, seeing like campfire songs, I thought I'll get an acoustic guitar. And after that, I was put the electric down and pretty much stopped playing it altogether. And then like again, I suppose it was when like Mumford and Sons and that came out. It was I was introduced to folk music. Bright Eyes was the first band that really along like folk stuff. It was like a bit darker. It was a bit more. It was that transition from metal to folk. Yeah. You know, stuff like that. And then obviously Mumford came out and it was like, oh, you know, this is like proper acoustic stuff that's mainstream and that sort of pulled me out of mainstream. Not that I was into like sort of the charts and stuff, but you know, you got clubbing. That's what's and suddenly there was a band on there that I was like, oh, it's a bit more like the kind of music I like. And then through that I found like Steve Smythe, and then meeting you guys, obviously like Gogo Bordello and Ben Kaplan and Katzenjammer. But for me, I've always, with Ramble Gamble, I don't know if I've even told you guys this one, but exclusive. The one of the inspirations for me, not in terms of the style that they play, but in terms of how they produce the music, in terms it's System of a Down. Because
my favourite band of the time.
Because they are a metal band, but they have a variety of genres within there. They've got classical, they've got pop, they've got rock, they've got punk, and metal and rock and everything. But each song is sort of its own thing.
It's so funny you mentioned that because like literally as you were speaking about the transition between metal and like folk, I remember I think it was like a B-side or it's like it was after Toxicity and before Hypnotize and Mesmerize. They did like a B-side album or something, and I had this really cool acoustic guitar song on. Yeah, they still felt like System of a Down. So it still sounded like a System of a Down metal song, but it was acoustic. And I was like, that's amazing.
And that's kind of what I always wanted Ramble Gamble to be, sort of like not the System of a Down folk, but I wanted it to be so that like each song's its own thing, and no two songs necessarily sound exactly the same. Like you can listen to, you can put on an album. And the first song and the last song don't sound anything like. And you jump to the middle and it sounds nothing like either. And each album has its own sounds, apart from like the double album, which obviously is a double album, so it's similar. But and I kind of always wanted that ethos.
I think you can tell your songs like for sure that they are different, but they still like every song sounds like Ramble Gamble.
That's the trick.
It's
isn't
great.
It? Yeah.
Like it's like it's like it doesn't. It's not. That's why I find it so hard when people say, "Oh, welcome to the Ramble Gamble." I don't know.
Yeah, I can't
listen
put
to
a genre on it.
Just come and have fun.
Come and see.
They're always fun. We always have a great time.
Yeah.
Like when we came to play during the hall, it was a really fun night. I remember our friend
Soundman was a tosser.
Someone was we brought a friend Eve along. She'd just been dumped like that night. And she came over like, come and see
We
Ramble
were
Gamble.
like, you know, come out, don't.
Yeah.
She's like,
no,
no.
come on. She had the best night ever.
She was like,
Fucking
Ramble
love
Gamble,
you guys.
She absolutely loved it.
Obviously, she loves those guys more, but you know.
She was just smiling the whole way. She had a great night, you know. So, but I was like, that's what you guys kind of, you know, it was so much fun to watch. Like,
I mean, like, this is it. People ask us
they are, it is an inspiration for us as well. We watch you on stage, and we kind of are a bit upbeat on stage, but you guys just have so much fun. We love that shit. Like,
Yeah, that's probably the biggest compliment we get frequently is that we look like we're having fun, and that's what people enjoy. And
that's the way.
like, we're not the most technical band, and we're not the most intricate band.
No.
But like I say, each song is its own thing.
Yeah.
You know, and there's a lot of care taken into that, but also into making it just fun for the people watching. You know what I mean?
You can tell.
Yeah, you can tell. That's
what.
Why you're not, are you?
We're not people.
You really are.
We don't go out to be like, oh, I want to chat to everyone in the crowd.
He's definitely not.
You know, he fucking hates people.
I know.
Right, I'm like, let's go and sell merch in the crowd. He's like, oh, I fucking hate them though.
No,
unless she's had a few drinks, then it's
just
a different
few
matter.
drinks.
I didn't ever plan to be a musician. I was in a shop.
No, you're about to be a cowboy. We can tell.
What do you mean?
Just taking a piss that way, where me?
Yeah. No, I worked in a shop and I knew a guy.
Who knew a
Should I say his name?
Who knew a guy?
I knew a guy called Jack Spence.
Hi, Jack.
He was a metal guy, and I used to sing when I was in the shop because it was fucking shit work. And I used to sing in the shop, but I was not a musician. I didn't play guitar or
I
anything.
believe you.
And he says, "Why are you singing in my band?" And I sung in the band. It was shit.
This is the bass.
This is the bass.
This is the bass.
And I sung in the band a bit
This
more.
is the
and
beast.
it was a little bit better.
Love it.
A little bit better, and then we had another band, and then eventually, what happened with us.
Yeah.
But I'd see it as more of a bit of a, I don't know, I enjoy the performance of it,
Yeah.
the theatricalness of it a bit more.
Yeah, I can tell.
Because I dabbled in a little bit of comedy at one point, and,
Oh, stand up.
well,
Was that
Invisible Bands. The Invisible
Oh, no,
Band.
a comedy song.
Musical
yeah,
comedy.
Yeah, musical comedy, I'm with you.
Yeah.
But it's all about the performance, and when you write a song in a comedy form, it's like
Yeah, you did some...
the little beats and stuff that need to hit with the
You did
jokes.
some great I mean, when we saw you play one of Tom's Pies, you did some great, like, very funny Trump songs, which was hilarious. And I actually, like, not like support his politics, I just think he's a hilarious dude to watch. He's not Trump.
Oh yeah,
I
exactly.
feel like entertainment value, he's just great. Like, he's just brilliant. He just says shit. Like, I love it, it's hilarious. Don't agree with him on any politics, but just as a, like, to watch on TV. But your songs about him was hilarious and just pissing myself laughing. So I hope you are you going to pick up again? Any comedy stuff again?
We're bringing.
You said you'd drawn a line under it about 20 minutes ago, like. Yeah.
Well, I have been writing some songs.
So
but we have also brought some of the songs into Ramble Gamble.
Okay, cool.
Which we've not done yet, but we have brought
There's some songs that definitely could not be performed under the Ramble.
because
Gamble.
you combine the elements of Ramble Gamble, and it's like what we each know.
Yeah.
I mean, Ben, we haven't mentioned him yet as a horn player. But
Hi,
Ben,
Oh, Ben, sorry, shout out
Sorry,
Ben.
he's a more technical, kind of punky, metal-y kind of drummer, but you add that to where I come from, and where he comes from, and where he comes from. Combine it all together, that's what Ramble Gamble is. It's a mishmash of different stuff.
But you all have like very different personalities as well, which also works really well.
Yeah.
Like you all have different things about your personalities that work within the band, as far as I can see.
Different shortcomings.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, everyone's got plenty of those, dude. It's not about the shortcomings, just in general different.
Eye contact sucks.
So the name Ramble Gamble. What about the name Ramble Gamble? How did that come about?
Well, so.
No, let Chris tell the story because he wasn't there.
You want that? Tell the story. How was Ramble Gamble? The name came about.
Oh, if you do, yeah.
I think it was a drunken night, wasn't it?
No.
Shocking.
Go on. Then.
Wrong.
Well, you tell me because I wasn't there.
You got too much answers.
Selling guys.
Right. The name Ramble Gamble. Shan had a picture on a wall that was loads of
Like a canvas.
newspaper cuttings, little words
Can we
stuck together.
Explain who Shan is for the viewers. You might not know
Shan
who
Hart, the Queen of Hearts, is one of the three original members of Ramble Gamble. So we formed in her kitchen, just jamming stuff. We met at the Priory, and she used to play ukulele songs at the Priory, and like Matt used to do Invisible Band. Well, not even Invisible Band, so you just come and play before. Well, I suppose he was doing, you know, and I'd go and just play random bits of whatever. And I'd been in a duo called In the Summer. We'd split up, and the conversation had been having between me and Sharon about maybe doing like a duo thing. Then obviously we came to Sharon's kitchen, and she invited Matt, and then we sort of moulded into that. We've done a few sessions, and we've been booked for a gig and we needed a name. And we got told, we're doing I'm making a poster tonight, what's your name of your band, it needs to go on tonight. So we were like, shit. There's this canvas on the wall, I was like, right, the name's on there. We'll pick some words and, we'll see what we come up with a few names. Originally we were do you remember what we were going to be called?
There was a lot of near misses. We could have been Thunder Gamble.
Yeah.
Thunder Gamble.
My favourite. Hangman's Gamble.
Hangman's Gamble, which now that I think about it, is a lot better.
So it sounds like was Gamble like as soon as you said that, right, that's going to be the second.
I think Gamble's just a good word, isn't it?
Gamble's a good word.
Yeah. And then Ramble Gamble. And I remember the next day waking up and
I
remember my mum I was living with my parents and I said, I've got this band and we've got the name for the band and she's like, what are you calling? And I was like, I don't remember. And I texted Matt, I was like, what are we called again? And when I saw the words Ramble Gamble, I was like, oh fuck, that's shit.
Can't change it now though.
It was done though, the poster was made.
But it doesn't.
Like 2 weeks later, so we didn't really need to make it. But
It suits
that was
you though.
we announced it online and.
But it feels like you should be called Ramble Gamble.
We added the
I
extraordinary.
didn't know what it. Yeah, no.
That's a recent.
I always forget that bit.
That's more recent though.
Yeah, I always forget.
And I think that was because people don't take the name Ramble Gamble seriously because it does sound like a death name.
So we what?
It's
So
so
you
embedded in
call
us now.
yourself
the
I
extraordinary
thought-
makes
I
it
thought
more legit, does
a
it?
long name for me. Anyway, I was like a long name's like if I see a band with a long name, I'm more inclined to be like, I'm gonna check out what they are.
If you search,
I don't know why. It's like-
So many good names by bands with like short names.
No, but if you search on there,
It's like
Queen.
Was it King Lizard and the Gizzard Wizard?
Yeah.
Oh, they're fucking
If
great.
you search on
I was like,
Spotify,
who the fuck's that? Google, find out who they
the
are.
name of our band followed by the title of the album, that's a fucking piss takes type album.
Yeah,
It is
it's also
type out. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
And that really makes me happy. I'm sure it makes you happy.
We
as well.
specifically on the album was like, how
I think,
long can we make these titles?
I think me and Matt are way more similar than like going for Flipper. Realised before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of the shit that you.
Very tall,
I
long
agree
hair.
with you like 100%.
You know,
Well, yeah, very similar, yeah.
Very similar, yeah.
Not the long hair.
Yeah.
You
UKIP.
Yeah.
We support UKIP on this channel.
Yeah.
We're very right wing.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Are you?
No, absolutely
No.
not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, that's
Can't even joke.
a joke.
In Liz we trust.
Yeah, in Lisbon.
Trust. Yeah, indeed. I think they're all shit left or right. So
Yeah,
if you want my opinion, they're all crap.
I think that's one of those things where we're not political in our music. Like we have our beliefs and stuff, but we're not. Like I don't enjoy any of it. So we don't write about it. So I don't think we've written about it.
Well, we don't write about it as such. We're not political. We just like take the piss
Yeah.
out of it.
Really,
Like we're very anti everything.
Yeah.
I don't like. I focus more on like if I'm writing shit like that, like corruption stuff, rather than because I think politics is just a game like an illusion made up by people in power to make you think you've got a choice.
Yeah.
I think it matters, and I think they know that's the case, and they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But like corruption really winds me up. Like corporate corruption and stuff is just taking a piss out of. They know like this recent price hike is from energy companies while they make record profits is just a piss take.
Yeah.
Just corruption. That's what really winds me up. So that's what we tend to write about, rather than like politics as such.
It's actually the emotions around it.
It just annoys the shit out of me. Like, I just find it absolutely infuriating. But like
the
politics is like,
injustice.
yeah, the injustice. But it's
The injustice in the world is rife, and I mean, I tell you about injustice. I've got a story to tell you. I've not told you this story actually. I want to talk about injustice and corruption.
please
I
do.
bought a family pie from Iceland the other day.
This is a great story.
It
Already.
was it's chicken and bacon, right, and leek.
Chicken, I guess I got
Looked
leek.
delicious.
From Iceland,
Yeah, from Iceland.
and it looked delicious.
It was expensive.
Are you wrong?
It was expensive. No, it was expensive. It was a special.
Oh, the special. Oh,
range.
right, okay, yeah, top shelf.
I bought this pie and I took it home with a smile on my face.
All right.
And I said to my missus, right, I'm going to cook all the veg, going to make some roasties, going to do all the stuff. Did it all, took it out of the oven, drops it on the floor. Pie all over the fucking floor, and even was dog sitting for her mate at the time. The dog come in, looked at the pie, looked at me, and his ears went back and went, Even he was upset with the injustice.
He was hanging again. That's cute.
Ridiculous. Awful stuff. That's what's going on in the world. This kind of stuff.
Did it look a nice pie? Did it have a good
Yeah,
filling?
it looks like a nice pie.
So did the injustice that you're furious about? Well, you know, people
I dropped
die around
it.
the world. Is that you didn't buy? Good to know.
I dropped
Good to know.
pies.
Absolute injustice.
Yeah.
It is an injustice.
Disgraceful.
An
Why
injustice.
can't pies just have a protective layer around them?
Yeah.
You know, like some kind of pastry.
Do you think that like
So something that's oven proof.
you think the supermarket should change the way they make pies just to suit you?
Thicker pastry, probably.
Thick pastry.
I dropped the soft side.
So there you have it, folks.
We've not actually got for
Don't buy pies from Iceland, because if you drop them out of the oven, they're no good.
potential investors in our podcast sponsors gone. Cheers.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
We've lost lots of
Not
sponsors
upset
over
big
the years,
pie.
Yeah,
Have you?
Not big pie, no.
What kind of sponsors have you got to do?
There was a point where we could have easily been sponsored by Monster, weren't we?
Really?
Oh, that's all we drank. I mean, I'm all in it, but you know, we were.
Get through a
What-
lot.
what-
How did we get dropped
Monster
by
Energy.
Monster?
Monster Energy, oh yeah.
What that stuff must do to your insides, though.
Oh,
It's
mate,
like,
when
you
you
see the
think
colour of it,
it
it's like,
up,
it's like, it looks like it's nuclear waste. That's what it looks
it
like.
tastes like it.
I'm
There was
sure.
that time, do you remember the time you got the assault? The nitro?
The Call of Duty one.
The Call of Duty one.
Mm.
Took a sip of it, it was like, oh, fucking rancid.
Some more.
So was it alcoholic by any chance?
No.
It's something about it. I mean, it's horrible,
You couldn't put it down.
but it's like a twiglet.
Yeah.
I love a twiglet, but I don't. I hate it.
You know, twiglet's one of those things you like it, but you don't know why. You're like, I don't know why I like it.
I don't really like the taste, but also give
But
me more.
also, like, yeah, give me some more of that twiglet.
Yeah.
I agree. I'm with you on that.
Give me some more.
Some more.
Are you the monster drinker as well then? Chris?
No,
I don't mean monster drinker as in alcohol monster drink. I mean like the
No.
drink
No,
monster.
Fizzy Pop's banned in Chris's house.
I'm the coffee drinker.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, the coffee monster.
The coffee monster.
If you hadn't like Chris, I like the you feel to me like the anchor of this band. Chris. Like you're just a little bit more sensible than these crazy
Well, I didn't
motherfuckers.
say much, does it really?
Yeah, no, but you're just sensible enough, you know. You're just sensible enough that you keep these guys around.
Kind of like molds it all together and keeps it from falling apart. I think
Oh, I am a driver, I suppose. Or,
somebody's got to.
Yeah.
Yes,
you
but,
are.
Yeah, I was
He's the
money
driving
man.
force. You do all the
God's
you know.
sake. So bad.
I'm the money man, really.
Money man.
The money man.
It wasn't you one of them.
I'm the one who
Yeah.
steals the money from those guys to put it in the kitty so we can.
Chris is
afford
the one at the end of the night that takes.
Is that what
the
you
pen
do? Do you build
and
up the
delivers it
kitty
all.
then and then buy your own equipment? Yeah.
Yeah, and I steal from these guys to fund CDs, basically.
You're like a modern day Robin Hood.
Yeah.
Like a modern day Robin Hood.
Can we just say that? I mean,
Say what you want.
Chris is like agreeing with him that he's the sensible one, but
Yeah, we know. We can tell some stories.
well, we're not going to.
I'm not saying that you can, like, we've all got crazy stories. Like, Dudsy's got some crazy stories, but he's objectively much more sensible than me.
Yeah.
Like, I need,
To a degree.
like, yeah, to a degree, but, like, we've all got stories. I'm out my fucking mind. Like, you need your, like, grounding, you know? It's important. I feel like
the
Chris,
diabetes
however crazy,
maybe has something
you
to
should
do
just
with
be
that.
like-
It keeps me on a level. It stops me from going over the edge 99% of the time.
Yeah.
There is
Yeah,
the
you're
odd
99%,
occasion where
yeah.
I do let it slip a little bit and I have one too many or whatever, you know. But
Yeah.
generally,
It's not
it's well gigging especially. I don't drink when I'm gigging.
Yeah.
Because 9 times out of 10 I'm having to drive. So and Rich doesn't drive, so I'm fucked it there if I did want to drink. But it doesn't bother me because I think I've learned over the last couple of years, like not having a drink makes me play better. I'm more sharper. I'm more into it. Whereas obviously if I have a drink, more mistakes can be made. You know, given what I actually play.
You guys don't understand that because they often get on stage pissed and absolutely smash it still.
I cannot go.
No,
I
we
cannot
do
go
though.
over that
We were
one.
saying this though.
I
It's
just I
like
don't know how you do it. It's insane how you just manage to just always... Like, at a wedding, you were fucking annihilated.
Yeah, you
when we got there at 5, when we arrived.
Uncle Matt had a couple of Shirley Temples. That's all I
the
said.
last time that we.
That's all I'll say.
The last time that we walked on stage,
Oh, wink, wink,
genuinely,
nudge.
genuinely trolleyed was Street Sesh, Summer Street Sesh
Oh.
2019.
Oh, I did beg to differ.
But so we walked on completely rat-assed. Ever since then, we've gone on stage on the way, but we always make sure that we don't peak until we're on stage.
When we play the Imp, that first lockdown when it was an all-day thing, you put us on at 2 o'clock, or whatever it was, 2 o'clock. You put us on at 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
So we were like, we want to hang around and watch Ramble Gamble at the end, even though they put us on ridiculously early, and we were both sober because you were driving, I don't drink. So his missus was like,
we didn't run that gig.
you were on like the 4th round of Jaeger bombs before you got on the stage. You must have been.
We didn't run that
We
gig.
didn't run the gig.
We put your name forward, but we didn't put you on.
I just fucking.
No, I don't think it was somebody else. I'm sure it was
If it was an all-dayer, that's too much of a uphill
right.
battle for us to organise that.
We did
Fuck
organise a
that.
festival though.
Did we?
Yeah, do you not remember?
It never happened.
It
Did
never happened, but we organised it.
The best festival.
You
I've ever
organised
the
the
best-
organisation.
Honestly, we organised a full 3-day festival. Well, stage for a 3-day festival. It was meant to happen in 2020, and part of obviously that year when we lost, all the touring and the headline slots and festivals and this and that, we lost the festival that we booked as well. And that was
Got it.
We wasted,
it
we
was
wasted
good.
some fantastic artists' time.
We did, yeah. There was a lot of good artists that we had lined up for that. People that we played with for years and people that we just met through just booking bands and stuff. And
That's
and don't get me wrong, it was a great experience. Obviously, we learned a lot, and we could probably pull something together now. But we're that many years behind now because of the pandemic. But it's maybe in the future we've talked about it, doing something, haven't we?
Well, keep us in mind. I'd like to say
Oh, absolutely.
We want to do some
You'd
festivals.
be well up there, ain't you?
we're trying. This is what this centre stage is all about. We're trying to kind of create some kind of scene in Selby.
And you're moving
So you
as well,
don't,
aren't you?
so you don't just get the typical. Because all you get is just open mics.
Yeah.
Like fucking, just hearing the same stuff. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with open mics. I think it's good to a certain degree.
Not in our area. It's not.
In our area, it seems to be all there is. And not much opportunity for anything else. So this is why we're doing this. It's like originals only. We've had a couple of artists on who've only had like 5 or 6 originals. And we says, come do a set anyway, stick a couple of covers in just to boost it up.
Yeah.
We don't mind a couple of covers, but the main sort of like whole point of it is originals. So, and this night seems to be growing, and it's just getting a lot of people in as well. So.
Yeah, having you guys in can only help that because you're really good and we're very excited to have you.
Well, I mean, like obviously the open mic nights are how we all met, but you've got to have that original talent there as well. People that just come to play the same cover songs every week, which we went through. We obviously had people that did that, which is fine.
It's fine.
But there was a lot of original music around that time. Like 2014, 2015 in Scunny was a big boom in original music. There was a lot of original bands. We all met through the open mic scenes, and then from that blossomed original events and original festivals and like day fests at venues and pubs and clubs, and that's how it grew. But if you've just got people going and playing covers every week, that's fine. But
it's getting the people interested to come out to hear this original music. Hence, we're not having this. We're having different artists on each time. So you've got like different styles. And it's just trying to make it more interesting for people, so they come to one, and then they come back. We've got some people that have been to every one so far. Obviously most of them mates, supporting us. But it's like spreading the word as well. Getting the word out around the local area to try and also get these people out that are kind of like sat in the bedroom. We've talked about it before in previous podcasts. Like there must be an abundance of like musicians out there sat in the bedroom on the end of the bed playing the guitar, writing their own music, and they've just got nowhere to come and play. So this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to create a nice, safe, warm, welcoming environment so they can come and play the song, even if it's 3 or 4 songs. Even if it's 3 or 4 songs.
The problem we had is like with the open mics in our area is like basically taken over by just knobheads doing stupid shit, like not really participating in the open mic everyone else because like they or their friends are running it, so therefore like they get the people who come there, they get 2-3 songs, and then people who are running it get an hour to sing karaoke. You're like, this isn't how you run an open mic. Like people aren't getting a fair shake. Like you're basically making sure everyone that you don't want to be in your way is out of the way early, so you can get up drunkenly and sing for an hour. That's not like that's not so. Trying to get the spirit of what we're doing is different to that, but it annoys the shit out of me.
And some of the open mics have fallen flat on their ass because they've got a bit giddy. They've decided to do it every single week, and you know, there's only so much. If they'd have kept it to like once a month, it would have probably worked a lot better. And I think, I don't know, every week, if they can get people coming in every week and doing different stuff every week, then people are going to be interested. Then you're going to get, then you're not going to get you're going to get other people coming into it, and it's just been so frustrating, you know, because you know, I mean, open mic's been good for us because we've gone out and we've got a few gigs off going out to open mics.
Yeah.
That's where we got the Crescent. How we got the Crescent for this centre stage, because there was a guy there running an open mic like once a month, and we went and we played a few original, and we did a cover. I think we did Breathe by the Prodigy, and the two lasses that ran the place, they absolutely fucking loved it, and they loved our personality. And that they just says, right, can we have a meeting with you? Because they wanted to get rid of the open mic, they wanted to create something else.
Yeah.
And so we sat down and we had a meeting, and they had the same drive and the same passion, you know, as we had. They wanted something to happen, so we stuck all our ideas together, and then came centre stage. Unfortunately, the original girls who was in the idea with us, because it was a managed pub, bar, they left the place to go to. They had an offer they couldn't refuse.
Yeah.
So we're going there in November to their new place over near Huddersfield, Murfield, I think it's called. So we're going over there. We're going because centre stage it's a concept, so we can take it anywhere.
This is,
you know,
it
doesn't belong at the Crescent, but we like the Crescent because it's a nice bar. It's got a really cool feel about it. You'll see when you get there. It's got a really cool feel about it. And when them two girls left, we thought, right, what we're going to do? Should we just take it somewhere else? Because wasn't sure on the new management and stuff like that. And then we were just like, well, and we couldn't think of anywhere else in Selby to do it.
Yeah.
There's no other place either. No, full of dickheads. No, too many assholes. No, too small. No, can't do that. So we decided to keep it there.
Yeah, it's cool.
And you know, the new management is kind of like slowly warming to it now. I think obviously after the last one, which was her first one,
right.
she realised, you know, because there was quite a few people in, she realised it was quite a busy night. So obviously financially viable for them. Again, business 101. You know, they're running a pub. They're paying us to put an event on, and it's making them money as well, and creating a good vibe. It's a really cool bar, you know. So yeah, so that's where we're at the moment. And obviously, you guys come in a full lineup tomorrow. We've got one in for November. So you know, the more it gets talked about, the more hopefully people will come out.
It's going to get talked about when we ruin it.
Yeah. Well, let's see about that one, shall we?
I was going to say, it is quite nice, isn't it? That, I mean, we did all the open mic nights and gem nights and stuff, but I mean, we've got Coop Band and Mama's Days, and you guys kind of stick with a lot of people that we met along the way.
On the jam scene. I mean, to be fair, the first night you came and jammed with us was a jam night in Roby.
Emma Solomon.
We met her on the jam scene.
She's on our album. She plays the violin.
Yeah.
Amazing. Oh yeah.
A band called the Weird Sisters.
Yeah, she's in the Weird Sisters. Yeah.
We met them. What?
That was Kroll at Lock, Stock and Barrel.
That was a long time ago.
Was that 2018?
That was way earlier than that. No,
but if you go to these jam nights and open mic nights, eventually you'll go, oh, I need someone to play that, and you go, actually. I know a person who does the exact thing that I need. Because
they do have their advantages, don't they?
I mean, we met Eve, who's got 2 songs on your album. We met her through open mic. You know, we went
at the same venue. I think that was where I first saw her.
It was the that little dog pub. What do you call it?
The Doghouse.
Doghouse, yeah.
I don't think I saw her there. I
definitely 100% did, because that's where we met her. Yeah.
I thought that was you.
So sick of saying.
But yeah, again, it's they do have advantages.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm not knocking them at all. I just think, you know,
run right.
They can.
Yeah. I mean, we used to have.
If they run right, I'm cool with them.
We'd have comic jam night on a Friday, and then you'd have Priory jam night on a Wednesday, and then people started trying to do other ones, and then you had Sunday club at Encore on a Sunday. So that's every other day for like a week. You got your Mondays off, but then people like, let's do it on a Monday, so you got one every other day. Yeah, then the Ribs jam night started.
That killed the Scunthorpe.
You know, and then people felt like with Oncaster, Sunday Club got moved to Abacus, and then this happened and that happened, and literally within the space of like 3 years, it rocketed, and then it collapsed. And there was, don't get me wrong, there was loads of arguing on the scene anyway, and like us and the Chris Cooper band hated each other apparently. We didn't, we were told that they hated us, they were told we hated them.
I see, right, yeah.
Lots of shit got stirred. And it was just one of those things where like...
And Chris was like, I'm in both bands.
I
hate myself.
In the space of 2 years, through Jam Nights, it blew up, but then through Jam Nights, it also just died because, people like we did a Jam Night in Roby and we got slated and like, why are you doing a Jam Night? We've got a Jam Night in Scunny. It's like, well, we're in a different place and...
Yeah. One thing we've definitely tried to like foster, and like I was going to say earlier, but I really cannot bear the bitching and backstabbing and nonsense. I just can't do it. I'm like, look,
I've got the biggest balls.
Yeah, sure. Like it's difficult to get paid for gigs. It's difficult for everyone to get. Everyone wants to do gigs to get paid for. But like, you're going to be better off as people, musicians, if you help each other out, or rather than scrap over what you've got. Let's create our own shit. Let's do our own shit. If we can't get everyone booked in places, let's give people platforms to do it and like have fun, be nice to each other, like be mates. I don't really see the need for the constant bitching and backstabbing. And one of the things that really winds us up about that scene is that, and I'm sure it's the same everywhere, with that, and it really is annoying.
Elevate each other.
Exactly, mate.
Yeah, helping each other
Exactly.
out. We had a lass who played the last centre stage, and we fucking loved her. She's fucking unbelievable. Guys, when she did the podcast, you were just like, fucking hell. And I was going to say no. So we said we had this gig in Hamilton. So we said, do you want to come and open up for us? Do like half or 45 minutes. She said, yeah, I fucking love to. Yeah, unfortunately, it's not paid, but obviously she came and she was outstanding. She does all the loop pedal stuff and everything. Shout out to Molly Curtis.
Yeah.
And we put a bucket. So we normally have a bucket on at the centre stage, and we just say, it's either at the front of the stage or on the bar. Anything that gets put in just gets split up and goes to the artist. Yeah. So we did the same thing for Molly on Friday, and the pub there was barely anybody in, but
there was a few.
She still got 55 quid out of it.
60 quid.
And the day she went down that well, that the landlord took a number to book her in for a full gig. Yeah. So we're just like.
That's what it's about.
That's it.
That's the kind of thing we want to do. Like, if we can get people on, now that we can get booked where we are, like we can get people who aren't getting booked in to help us, like to support us. That's like what we want. That's what we want to do.
Because you just need that opportunity. You need that opportunity to go show people what you're about. She's come in. She's given them 45 minutes, and they want to see her again.
Another reason why we love you guys so much, not just because you're great at what you do, but like you've always like brought us to places and given us opportunities, which we obviously really appreciate. But we wouldn't be able, like we got a lot of confidence from that, I think. Yeah. I did anyway, but I'm sure you're the same.
Yeah.
Having like someone going, we want you to come and play. It's like, oh shit. So now we can do that for other people. Like fuck it, someone did it for us. So
why not though? I mean,
I agree with that. 100%.
If you even a little bit like someone, what they do. But if you even a little bit like who they are as a person, I mean, why not give them a chance and go?
I agree.
Come with me. Do this. We'll just all have a fucking laugh and play some music or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
In fairness, that's pretty much how we've gone.
Like, we've shut bars.
We have shut bars. we played at
Cafe.
We played at Cafe DM in Leeds. We played at Cafe DM in Leeds, and the following day the place was shut down.
Oh, you were the last act.
We were like, I think we were pretty much where there was us and the band.
We were drinking vodka martinis on stage in suits, sarcastically.
Yeah.
With metal bands.
With metal bands.
And we blew the sound system up.
Blew the sound system.
The only non-metal band, and we blew up the sound system.
What was it called again?
Carpe Diem.
Carpe Diem. That rings it. I can't remember. Whereabouts in Leeds was that?
Fuck knows. Centre.
Centre. All right, yeah, that narrows it down a little bit, doesn't it?
But yeah, no, but we've been well looked after with support slots and been taken different places. Like we've built Newcastle to play with like Holy Molly and the Crackers, and
nice.
It's been enough. Actually, it's usually like Newcastle area. We've actually played a lot more with support bands. Sheffield with Buffalo.
Newcastle's dropped us though, haven't they?
Newcastle's dropped us. Oh, we played Northumberland, didn't we?
I love that bass. Northumberland's great.
You need the opportunities though.
Yeah.
If you want to go out and play elsewhere, because you can't just go into any old town or city and go, right, we're going to play there.
Yeah, no,
you're just like, no, you got to go. You got to kind of like wean your way in, get in with some,
absolutely.
With
You've got to start at the bottom. Like we Hull, we've been playing Hull for years now, and it's built up to the point where you know, we can play Adelphi or we can play Queens or somewhere, and we know that we're going to get a good crowd. We're not playing the biggest venues in the Hull, but we know the venues we can play where we can get a good crowd. People that come and see us, that regularly come and see us. But then say like, if we go like Sheffield way or York way, well, we've done a fair bit there, but not enough that we've got a following out there. We still have to start at the bottom and work our way up again. We can't go to York and get the same crowd we'll get in the Hull. You know, and it's like, we've gigged a lot in Hull this year, because it's not that it's just it's a safe bet, but obviously we're still getting back on our feet after everything. And I live there. I live to Selby. We're bringing the scene to Selby.
Yes,
bringing it to
Selby.
Yes,
you know,
all of you just come to Selby.
You can just come and live in the studio if you want.
But like, you know, we're looking now next year. It's like we need to gig elsewhere. We need to go to like Sheffield. We need to go to York. We need to go to
York. They love the
Yeah.
music in York and Leeds.
Leeds,
York and
sure.
Leeds. Yeah, definitely.
You know,
I think it's good that you want to go out there and like.
we need to spread our wings a bit.
A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people just want to do it where they're from.
We used to be everywhere. You know, we'd do like a gig in Scunny in the morning, and then we'd drive to Donny and do a gig, and then we'd back to Scunny, and then over to Barnet V for a gig, and you know, and it's not like the big cities, but you'd be getting your name out as many places as you can.
Any more than 2 gigs for him, and he's fucked.
Don't get me wrong now. I'm not allowed to book a weekend to gig anymore, but you know.
I mean, I tell you what, I do miss it, and I also don't miss it. The naivete of your booking, and I mean, Johnny does all the booking. More power to him. But the first few years ago, I don't know if you've done this kind of stuff. I miss it and I don't miss it. Where you turn up to a gig and you have no idea what you're walking into. Yeah. We've been to biker bars and punk bars and metal bars, and everyone looks at you and goes, "We fuck's this," and we walked in, penises between legs, weeing ourselves. Now we're walking to a place dressed like this.
Now we're arrogant.
Fucking film and stuff. We're arrogant as fuck. We know what we're there to fuck shit up.
I've never really been like that, like bothered about where. Like I said, if it's somewhere that's clearly going to be a disaster, it doesn't bother me. Like, it never has done. Because I grew up doing like singing, like barbershop singing and stuff. Used to rock up to like weddings and shit, and everyone's like listening to 4-bar harmony. Like, what the fuck is this nonsense? Yeah. So it never bothered me doing that. But there are gigs where you just remember that one we did at fucking Eggborough.
Oh, I'm not going to say the name of the place. Don't say the name of the place.
But Eggborough.
Eggborough, come on.
No. If you just want to be background music, knock yourself
out. We walked in and literally like there's people like looking at us setting up, and they're kind of like, I think one dude where we were playing was sitting watching the F1, got a bit pissed off, he had to move, and then everyone else is just watching the 30, and we're just sitting there just like.
They're the worst.
But when you realise when you're like 2 songs in of like an hour and a half, 2:45 set, you're 2 songs in, you're like, this is gonna be a fucking night, because no one's watching. Literally, everyone's just like, shh. Watching the football.
Luckily, my mother had come and my sister with her bloke and 2 of their mates. So we did have 5 people watching us, so it wasn't all that bad.
And they booked us for a christening, so we've got another book.
And they booked us for a christening, so silver lining and all that.
If your dad came to see us, it was going to be a shit gig, wasn't it?
It was the big Phil curse.
It was the big Phil.
The big Phil curse.
Anytime my dad came, it was going to be a really, really shit gig, and he'd go, "Son, you've embarrassed me for the last time." He never said that, but then he went to the album launch.
Get a real job.
He went to the album launch, and my dad, and I mean, bless him, he's persevered through some fucking shit gigs. Before Ramble Gamble, during Ramble Gamble, everyone he's ever been to has been one of them where you said, no one's there, or no one's listening, no one cares.
That sounds really shit.
You get a smattering of applause. Then he came to the album launch. The album launch, it was packed out.
Where was that? Where did you have the album?
We did it at the Queen's Hotel in Hull.
Queen's Hotel in Hull,
He couldn't even find a space to sit when everyone was in there.
Nice.
And he came to the front and he was like, at the front, and I saw him at the corridor, I was like, alright, this is going to be good, this. He came to me in the middle of the interval and he was like, fucking hell, man. There's people in. I'm like, I know, Dad. I said, this is what it's usually like when you're not here. And he was like, oh. And he went and bought a t-shirt, he bought the CD, he's never done that.
I love him.
You know, he bought the t-shirts, he bought the CDs, he bought all the gear, and then we did the second set, and he got drunk, and he was like, he was filming it, he was posting on Facebook
was,
and all
yeah.
that shit.
To his 7 friends.
Now he's biggest fan, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
Because he's seen what it's like.
Every gig he's been to since has been
Shit.
No, actually, he came to.
the cat out one was.
Oh, that was
and
ill-fated, that one.
on the green.
Oh, that was the worst gig we've ever
That was
done.
the worst gig we've ever done. I like to keep them on the toes. So like we've had an amazing year of gigs so far. I'm gonna book a really shit gig, just to remind them of where the place is.
To be fair, it does keep you on your feet because whenever you get a little bit of an ego, if you ever get a little bit of an ego and you go, "Oh, we're too good for this place,"
Yeah.
you have another gig the next place and you go,
Yeah.
I
"Spit
think
on me."
I've never had that. Like, I'm too good for this place. Just sometimes I'm just like in a state of confusion getting through the set. Like, why did someone book us?
Yeah.
Like,
That's what I mean, though.
people like, and it's people that also like. I don't mind if it's like a random person who's booked you, so like they don't really know you. When it's people that know what you're like, and you're like, are you just literally picking names that you know and not giving it any thought or just putting them in? Because like, I'd rather not do it. Like, I don't want to like play to no one. It's
You can
boring.
explain the worst gig, what I'm on about. You know the one on the green.
On the green.
This is what I'm on about when I say we shouldn't be doing this anymore.
Yeah. So it was like, and that's about the first year that we were gigging. We did like 75 gigs in the year, and that was made of So there were like weekends where we were doing like 3 or 4 gigs. We did like a Friday night, 2 on a Saturday, 2 on a Sunday, or 3 on a Saturday, and a Sunday off or whatever. And some of them would just be shy. But it's your first year of gigging.
Yeah, sure.
And when you
Do
still
it
kind of you're going to do shit, and it's fine. And it's one. And this gig, it was this year. It was one of those ones where, like, 8 years ago, 9 years ago, we'd have been like, "Oh, well, this is fine. We don't really understand how it all works. Maybe it's us. Maybe we're the problem. Or, but that's fine. We'll get through it. Afterwards, we'll blame ourselves, or we'll just try and build ourselves back up." Whereas when you've done it for like 9 years and you go to one of these gigs and it's a little gazebo that's not well promoted, and there's I think the races were going on in this area. I'm not going to name where it was.
There was a great sound system plugged in, but it wasn't there.
Oh, right. We'd heard the sound system was shit. So there was this big event going on around this place, and there was loads of people around everywhere that we were like, where we weren't.
Where you were,
In the middle of it, where we were, there was nobody about, and except like a little kids' play area and shit like that. So it's not ideal for a gig anyway. It's not. Parents don't want to hear us. And there's loads of venues and stuff running down the back. But there's music blaring out, so people sat there can't hear us, and they don't want to come closer because it's really hot, and it's in the blistering sun. We're under a little gazebo, and apparently the sound system was shit. Then we heard this last play, and we were like, "Oh, it sounds really good." Then she packed her sound system up, and we were left with these speakers like shit.
Johnny had a radio mic.
I had a radio
with a battery in it, and he said, he said to the sound man, "What if the battery runs out?" And the sound man said, "Well, you'll have to run to B&M up the road with the battery."
It's when, and it's not. I don't think it's an ego thing.
No.
But when we walked on stage and nothing was set up, and I said to the guy, I said, "Should we set up some mics?" And he went, "Oh yeah, cables are over there, stands are over there, mics are over there." I was like,
Are you not meant to be doing this?
That's what I meant. That's what I mean. Like,
and
this is something we would have put up with 9 years ago. But
now.
now it's like,
now, as we're doing you a favour to come and play, like you could at least have a mic set up for us. And I said to him, like, I've noticed he wasn't stood at the desk for people and stuff was going wrong. I said, you're gonna have to. There's a lot of instruments you're gonna have to stand and check. The second song he was gone, and I was like, we were.
and I won't name his name.
And it's hard to,
I enjoy it.
It's hard to be professional as well.
I enjoy
you just get a sound and then you just and then they just fuck off.
Yeah.
That's fucking
Fucking
the
hate
worst.
that. Absolutely hate that.
We try and not do that. We do try and be attentive because we know.
You
what's
did
like
great
this.
sound at the wedding I
Thank you.
hear.
Yeah. Well, you here? You didn't remember? You were a nightmare.
No, it was.
What?
You just like
What?
just then jamming to yourself in Matt.
Plug in.
Plug in.
I'm tuning.
I didn't even know I was at a gig.
We've been going on for hours, so let's get out of Chris's house first.
Yeah, man.
One last question.
One last question. We ask everyone if you are on a desert
So
island.
one answer each.
Alright.
Yeah.
You can do it.
I thought you were going to do like
Just-
all together as a collection.
Well, they can do that if they want.
Alright.
Or you can ask it individually. Let's do it individually.
Yeah.
If you had to be on a desert island forever and ever with any musician, dead or alive, who would it be?
Oh.
It can be anyone.
Ah.
We have some really good answers so far.
With any musician.
Any musician,
Any
dead, or it can be
musician,
a dead musician like Elvis or a live
I'm
musician.
gonna
What is
do
for
it.
the rest of your days?
Can I do a cool answer and then a corny answer?
I got crap.
No, you got
One
one
answer.
mate.
One answer.
Okay. It would be Johnny or Chris.
Yeah, it's just about the same thing.
Everyone's said friends and family.
Oh,
Everyone.
really?
Everyone's
Honestly,
been
yeah,
like
I'd
my
say-
best friend.
It would
or
be you two.
something.
Yeah,
It would be you two or one of you two because.
Just because as well, like, we
Well,
don't
what you
say
make
Well,
So
if it's
it's
one
a new
answer,
band
just
each.
make it both.
Yeah, but just pick a new band.
Yeah, but I would say my favourite musician is David Bowie. But what I'm going to say to David Bowie, he'd be like, and I'd be like, shall I play a song with you? And he'd go, those aren't the right chords. whereas if I play chords to Johnny, he'd go, those are the right chords.
It's got the same
Johnny's no
format.
Dracula. Pirate Dracula.
Yeah.
Johnny, what would your answer be?
Yeah, I
The
mean, I would
same?
say the same. I thought straight to Carly, and I thought I'd take one of these two men because they're not going to bash me for playing the same folk cards that I always play.
I
And
think also.
they're going to come up with something interesting to go with whatever boring
I think
shit
we
that I
do.
play.
Sometimes we play.
I think Chris has got a punch spanner in the works. Let's say something completely
Go on,
different.
Chris.
Yeah, go on, Chris. Go on.
Someone said
Smash it out the house.
Liza Minnelli.
Go on.
I was going to say Joe Dart.
Who's that?
Wolfpack bassist.
Wolf.
Wolf.
Oh, fuck off! Alright, I choose Johnny. I choose Matt.
Yeah. You can fuck up with Joe Dart.
It's
Right.
him off
Yeah,
Flea,
yeah.
sorry. Not,
Yeah.
you guys.
Flea's a good show, yeah. Right, Ramble Gamble, thank you very much
Yes.
for having us
Thanks
over.
for having
I'm
us.
sorry the sound was more mental and bling than that ginger
I
one.
can't
With
run
this
away.
crazy laptop.
We
And
look
we'll
forward to
see
seeing
in,
you tomorrow
like,
immensely.
less than
It's going to be a
24
great
hours.
night.
If you want to come around for pizza, you're welcome to. I'll give you my address.
Cool.
Amazing.
Yeah, great stuff.
Thank you. Right. Awesome.